So we're to the part of the meeting where we're talking about the commitment to the trip, which we kind of wanted to make one bullet point separate from everything else because it is such an important part of what we're doing. When you sign up and pay your deposit, you are committing to going on the trip, and that's not to be taken lightly. That's a big deal. And so to sign up for this trip, you'll write a $150 check. You can pay cash too if you want, but check seems to be a little bit easier. So $150 to King of Kings. Make sure you get that to me, or you can bring it into the office as throughout the week whenever you're available. That $150 is non-refundable. So I want to be clear about that right from the get-go. That when you put that money down for the trip, you understand that if circumstances change, whether for your family or because of an outside circumstance like COVID is a good example of that in the past couple of years, that you understand that there's no refund available for that. So I don't expect that will be an issue. The COVID thing I'll talk about in just a moment, but if something comes up in your family and you're not able to go, that $150 deposit is consider that to be a donation or something like that. It's gone. It's not refundable. The reason being is because it's not refundable for us either. We don't get it back from the LCMS, and as they do their planning and line up venues and events and things like that, they book an event and that money is already spent. So all the way down the line, I would not expect to get refunds from that deposit money. So if you go into that with that mindset, hopefully that's helpful. I understand that you don't want to just throw money away, but at the same time, that's an important part of this as well, that deposit, because it shows us that you're committed to this and that we're all on the same page with that, and that you're part of the team. So once you have turned in that $150 deposit, we also need you to fill out a worksheet with information. And I'm going to try to show you that here in just a moment. And that worksheet is something that helps me when it's time to register, helps me be able to have the information I need to fill in everything and all that stuff. So this is the youth participant worksheet. I have these. I've handed out in print, and I have a bunch of these. So if you need them, please let me know. You can also get these from the Youth Gathering website, and I will probably do a link or something like that so that you see how to get to that as well. Those things are due to me by October 25th. The reason being is you can still register after that time, but again, we want to make sure that we get our information in right from the get-go and get a priority hotel. If we want, we can add people on, and that shouldn't be an issue later on, but we want to have that core group so that we know right from the get-go. It opens up for me to register everybody on the 1st, so we want our information to me by the 25th. So the last thing I want to talk about just a little bit while we're here is COVID and precautions and things like that. I know that there's already been some questions asked. And at this point, in September of the previous year, the honest answer is we don't have a lot of answers right now because we don't know what it's going to be like at that point in time. So the information that we're receiving from the Nationals, from the Synod, is that when it comes time, when we get closer and it's time to make decisions, of course those will be communicated, but they'll be considered in a bunch of kind of different levels. First being, what's going on locally there in Houston? What are the requirements, or what are the mandates, or that sort of thing? Several of you have asked me already whether or not masks will be required, and again, it's too early to tell. We don't know if Houston is going to be requiring masks inside of buildings, indoors, at that point in time or not. So the first part of that is just what they're doing in Houston. The second part of that, of course, is what's going on nationally, and that involves our travel and other things as well. And then the third part of that is what we're doing right here at King of Kings, and what are, at that point in time in July of 2022, what are our policies? What are we doing in terms of the precautions that we're taking if necessary at that point? So those are the things to kind of take into consideration. Keep in mind, of course, if there's anything the past couple of years have taught us, it's that things could go any which way. but that there are people who are thinking through these things, including myself, for our group, to make sure that we're doing our best to provide an opportunity for this event to happen, for kids to grow and connect and have fun and fellowship, but to do that in a safe and a responsible way. So it's not just something that no one is thinking about. We're all doing our best to think about that as we go through this process and planning. So hopefully that's giving you kind of an idea, a snapshot of what this youth gathering is all about and what's required. If you have any other questions, reach out to me, let me know. I'd love to see everybody go on this trip. This is a great life-changing experience, and I want everybody to be a part of that if they'd like to. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to our time together in Houston, and I know God's got amazing things in store. It's just a matter of what that looks like, and we'll get to find out. So God's blessings to all of you. I hope to hear from you soon.